Welcome to Ducks, No Sports, and this is my fourth installment of my baseball previews. This week, I preview the NL East. NL East, a very good division, one of the best divisions in baseball, with 4 teams that can make a claim to be a playoff team. We'll start at the top with the Philadelphia Phillies. Good team last year, great regular season last year, and fell flat on their face in the playoffs to eventual champions St. Louis Cardinals. And offseason, they did a lot of great moves. I really like they've done the offseason, adding Jonathan Papelbon to be their new closer. I know a guy who will bring a lot of swagger to your team, a lot of cockiness to your team, and a guy in the 9th inning that I truly believe they can believe and will shut the door, which they haven't had the last few years. To add to their great rotation with Doc and with Cole Hamels and the rest. I mean, a very good rotation right there. And also, they made some other great signings the offseason. Added a lot of depth to the team, which didn't really have a lot of depth. Like Juan Pierre, very good. Well, not so good anymore, but back in the day was a very good outfielder. And adding a guy like Joel Pinheiro to add to your rotation, a good back in the end guy. Very good. Adding a lot of depth to this team. That's exactly what they need. And let's say right now, the Philadelphia Phillies should be the best team in baseball. I mean, they're that dominant team. And unless a huge collapse, the Philadelphia Phillies will be in the World Series and should take the World Series this year. That's how good a team the Philadelphia Phillies are. Moving to the Atlanta Braves, who last year had a great year until till September rolled around when they collapsed down the stretch. But, you know, I like what the Braves said. They didn't panic a lot of big moves, maybe shift a lot of people out. No, they just brought back the same team, which is good because the Atlanta Braves have a very good team with a great top of the rotation with Hudson and Jurgens. Very good player. I'm a big Jurgens fan, very big fan. And Atlanta Braves, you know, didn't panic in the offseason, like I said. And, you know, they still have a lot. Their team is still a solid team. I mean, with good young talent like Haywood. I mean, very good player. And I really like this team. I think the Atlanta Braves are a dark horse to win the World Series. I mean, that's how good they can do. And they need to tighten up their bullpen a little bit. I think that's what hurt them down the stretch last year, not having that one guy in the bullpen to shut the door. And they need to get that during the season. But besides that, man, this is a very good team that can hit. That has a really good rotation. Bullpen, like I said, is their weak point. But I think you can get that fixed up, tighten up the bullpen a little bit. And I think the Atlanta Braves will be a playoff team for sure. And will definitely, and maybe shot at the World Series this coming year. And moving to, I think, will be a dark horse for a playoff team this year, the Washington Nationals. That's right, I said it. I think the Washington Nationals will be a playoff team. A shot at the playoffs this year because they're that good of a team. You know, in the offseason, big move adding Gino and Gales from the A's, a very good left-hander, and to add to the rotation with Strasburg, you know, Zimmerman. I mean, a very good rotation right here. One of the best young rotations out there. And, you know, so the Washington Nationals have a lot of good young stars, like Bryce Harper, the hope will be up this year. Bryce Harper, besides all the off-the-field incidents, should be a very good player in this league. And I believe the Washington Nationals, with getting Gino and with all the good young players, the Washington Nationals, say what you want about the Washington Nationals, they may have been a laughingstock the last few years, but they are building something good there. You know, it maybe took longer than they thought, but they are doing this right. They are building a very good young team. In a few years, they will be a World Series contender. I think in the next 5 years, they will contend for a World Series. Maybe not contend, but they will definitely be a contender for the World Series in the next 5 years. And the Washington Nationals will contend for wild cards, I think, this year. Moving to the New York Mets, who had a very bad season last year, and I don't see how they're going to have a much better season this year. As, you know, bad season last year, I think they finished 4th in the East, and they might fall down to 5th this year because they've had a bad offseason. I mean, not really signing anybody to make an impact, losing Reyes to Miami. You know, signing Frisco from the Jays and John Launch from the Jays. You know, 2 guys in the Jays last year were not that good. I mean, I don't see how they're going to be any better on the Mets. I mean, if they think these guys can close games, then they are out of their minds. And let's say with the Mets, their best players are getting older. I mean, Santana's not that young anymore, not really that good anymore. Jason Bay is past his prime. I mean, two players are just like done. It's over for them. And you know, Mets. You know, I look at this roster and I just see this. I don't know where this team is going. And I think the Mets, they'll be a bad team last year, and I think they'll be a worse team this year. And I think they finished 5th this year in the East. Not a big fan of the Mets this year. Moving to a team I'm really excited about, the Miami Marlins. New name, new stadium, and a new attitude on life. As Miami Marlins changing from the Florida Marlins, moving to a new stadium, and getting a new attitude as their new manager, Ozzie Guillen. Say about Ozzie, but I'm a big fan of Ozzie. I mean, he might be a hothead, but he is a very good manager, and players love playing for him, and he always gets the best out of his players. You know, with White Sox, I mean, nobody in like 2005 thought the White Sox could win the World Series. It wasn't for Ozzie. I mean, this guy's a great manager. And they also, a few other good signs in the offseason. You know, Mark Burley, a guy will eat innings, be a good number 2 guy behind Josh Johnson. Very good pickup. Will be that horse in the rotation that they need. Another good sign they did, Heath Bell. Very good closer for the Padres, and will be a good closer with the Marlins. I think this guy can close out games with the best of them, and who knows, man, with a good closer, anything is possible. Another good signing, Reyes from the Mets. You know, good shortstop, not a great shortstop anymore, but can lead off games, and could be a real difference maker in the Marlins this year. And we talk about the Florida Marlins. I mean, I've been saying this for years. Josh Johnson is the best pitcher that nobody knows. This guy's a very good pitcher. Can eat innings. Can strike out guys. You know, is one of the best pitchers in baseball. Nobody really talks about him because he plays with a bad team. But I think with these, with getting Ozzie Guillen, I think they'll be a better team. You know, getting Mark Burley will be a better team. They'll be more focused on Josh Johnson, which he needs because he's a very good pitcher. And I think one day Josh Johnson will win a Cy Young, and he will win a World Series because he's that good of a pitcher. But talking the Marlins right now, they are, in my opinion, a dark horse to win this win this division. With all the new stuff right now, it might take a few months for this to gel. I think more next year that they can win the East, but the Marlins' future is looking up, and I believe the Marlins are headed in the right direction. But was all said and done, I think the Philadelphia Phillies have to win this division. They're too stacked of a team. I mean, with Doc, you know, Howard, Utley. I mean, there is such, like, top to bottom, they are the best team in baseball. And I think the Philadelphia Phillies are your 2012 AL East champs. Next time, I'm Aaron Duxbury saying, I'm Ducks, and I know sports. Kind of.